Hello everyone, my name's Richard Watson and this is Anglais the Easy Way. And today I'd like to talk about that other present tense, the present continuous. Now, one of my favorite things to do when I'm teaching English is to blame the French. It's not really my fault, it's kind of a hobby for English people. Some people would say it's kind of the greatest English tradition of all time. Yep, we like to blame the French. Now, as I've mentioned many times in the past, it's your own fault, because the French king came over here, came to England and killed our king and took over. Now, I'm not a historian. I know very little about English history, and I'm not actually that much of a linguist, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. So English was heavily influenced by French. And we know there are a lot of words that came into English from French, but there's also a lot of grammatical structures and concepts that came into English from French. Again, take this with a grain of salt, but I believe that the present continuous came from French. In French, you can say, he's dying. Now, that could be the verb plus the present participle, in the same way we say something like, that's interesting. But what about when you say, she's suffering? That's very close to how you would say it in English, right? The French and the English kind of tie together here. We've got the verb to be conjugated and the present participle. So if it helps you, think of it this way. It's a French structure that we've taken and that you need to use in more situations and structures. My students think that the present continuous means you're in the middle of doing something. That can be the case. I'm speaking right now. I'm sitting down. I'm talking to you. When we talked about the present simple, we talked about time references. What kind of time references do we use for the present continuous? We could say that it naturally goes with the time reference at the moment. For any philosophers who are out there listening to this, you could ask yourself, how long is a moment? Some would say it's an instant. Some would say a minute. But you're listening to this podcast at the moment. And if that's true, it lasts for 5 minutes or 7 minutes. Or a pod can last for 1 hour or 2 hours. A moment can be a full week. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk for a full week. I'm just trying to illustrate the point. And if you think about it, at the moment is kind of the opposite of in general. And so as strange as it may seem, the present continuous is the opposite of the present simple in English. And I say as strange as it may seem because in French it's often the same tense. If I say I work from home, it sounds like I often or I always work from home. But if I say I'm working from home, it sounds like it's exceptional. And that's why we use the present continuous, to talk about limited or exceptional things in the present. I know that sounds really complicated, but look at the examples and look how easy this is. Remember, the time references give us the context. So, in general, I work from home. I often go to the markets on Sundays. Every day I work on my computer. Every week, I play chess in a club. Every month, my pay arrives. I hope you didn't forget the S on that one. My pay arrives, right? Every year I go on holiday. Now, if we change the time references, we get a different tense. We get exceptionally, I'm working in Paris. Or today, I'm using John's computer. This week, I'm not going to my chess club. This month, I'm getting a bonus because my students are so happy. Or this year, I'm going to New Zealand. And if that still seems difficult, put them side by side like this. In general, I work from home, but I'm working in Paris at the moment. Every day I work on a computer, but today I'm working on John's computer. Every week I play chess in a club, but this week I'm not going to the club because I'm too tired. Every month I get paid, and this month I'm getting a bonus because my students are so happy. Or every year I go on holiday, and this year, I'm going to New Zealand. Practice them that way. It's not that difficult. Anyway, go and have fun with that. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.